You'll hear the sounds of those big radial engines firing up and coming to life down there on the right-hand side of the field in just a few seconds. But right now, they're taxiing in our T6 formation team. Again, these guys are available for your next football game flyover, maybe a parade in town. You can find them at southernheritageair.com. They're coming back down here to get a good look. The Doolittle Raiders, the impossible became possible. The B-25 roared to life and launched off the deck of the carrier and truly struck the heart of Japan in the infamous Doolittle raid. Watch now and listen to the sights and sounds of the North American B-25, the disabled American veterans, Panchito on takeoff roll. Behind Mr. Claude Hendrickson from right here in Columbus, ladies and gentlemen, flown today by Wayne Patton, the P51 Mustang, 2 North American aircraft. Departing the pattern here, we're going to climb on up and get on to perch before their full demonstration flight for you today. But now, a true treat. Let's watch.
TAV yellow sign. Come see us. You can register to win a model. You can get all your questions answered about the DAV. Heck, you can thank a veteran. If you are a veteran, come over and sign our poster. We want to invite you to come over, sign our poster, and let us say thank you to you for your service. Active military and veterans. Stop by and see us. When the B-25 lands, come over and take a close look at the airplane. And, you know, today, thank a veteran.
Amen, Lynn. Now, from the right, folks, Mr. Wayne Patton in the P51 Mustang and the B25, flown today by Larry Kelly and Mr. Sid Jones. Sid is a treasure hunter, and he struck it rich with the wreck of the Atocha. Today, he's flying the B25 as a volunteer for the disabled American veterans. Let's watch now, from the right, the disabled American veterans, the DAVs, B25 Panchito, and the P51 Mustang. Just listen to this. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Lockheed P38 Lightning on takeoff roll. The sound of those Allison engines coming to life. Let's watch and listen in. A World War II demonstration flight would not be complete without the bent wing wonder down there on the right. The Japanese called this next airplane the Whistling Death. Chris Avery, a former Marine Corps aviator, will put this aircraft designed to keep flying if either part was missing. You could shoot a rudder off, it wouldn't care. It had another one right there on the right or on the left. Let's watch and listen now to the P38 Lightning. Rough stuff. The P-38, built in 1945. This particular aircraft was an F-5G reconnaissance airplane. Survives today because it was stored in a war surplus yard and purchased back in 1946 by a 23-year-old man by the name of James Harp. Get this, for $1,250. The airplane then raced in the famous Bendix Air Races in Cleveland, Ohio, as racer number 95, a historic airplane in its own right. The airplane remained in various collections before being purchased by its current owner, Mr. Ron Fagen of Granite Falls. It's one of 7 examples left flying in the world. Just listen in now as those Allison engines pull that gorgeous P-38 through the skies right here over Columbus Air Force Base. celebrate our aviation heritage here today, ladies and gentlemen. And if you know somebody in the 49th Squadron here at Columbus, tap them on the shoulder and tell them by the name, Long and McGuire, both of our top scoring aces in World War II. Put yourself there, folks. Imagine, if you would, a wartime scene, and then this. The gorgeous lines, the saving grace from the sky, your P-38 Lightning. The reason that this particular mission was so critical is because that airplane, folks, made it known that the United States of America will indeed reach the coastline of Japan and strike right at the enemy's heart. Lynn May, you're here with me right now. You and I see this routine flown quite often. The B-25 was the A-10 of its day. It was the real warthog. It could strafe, it could drop bombs, and it could flat out shoot up an airplane. B-25 right now, lovingly restored by Mr. Tom Riley and flown and owned today by Larry Kelly. A great airplane, and he flies in support of the disabled American veterans who are here today. Folks, if you know somebody who served, please go down there and talk to the DAV. Just look at that. Bomb bay doors open. North American B-25, a real workhorse in World War II. Lynn, the DAV is here to help.
They sure are. What
right now, folks. Those big right engines are turned up. Larry's got them up to mill power. Let's listen in right now for this pass. Big right engines, 14 cylinders apiece, air-cooled, 1,700 horsepower apiece. That is one powerful airplane. And the sound of freedom coming out.
It sure is, Matt. The sound of freedom indeed. You know, we owe our freedom to the brave men and women who served our country back then and continue to serve today. Our services for the DAV are just as relevant now as they were back when we were chartered in 1920, right after World War I. The DAV is dedicated to fulfilling our promises to the men and women who served.
I'll tell you what, Lynn, you guys do a great job. And I know there's some folks out here who served in Vietnam, and they say, well, you know what, I'm not disabled, but I did come down with diabetes last year. They have, folks, now pay attention, they have linked certain illnesses today that you never would have imagined back to what time please go down there and see Walter Mike. Take a look at this icon of aviation, the B-25. It will be parked in front of the trailer, the Disabled American Veterans trailer. And you too can not only get an up-close look, but you can talk. It's chills down your spine if you're an aviation lover. But aside from all of this, aviation stuff, you have to think about the DAV Veterans Mission. There are other veterans organizations out there. They do a lot of great things. But ladies and gentlemen, listen to my voice when I say the Disabled American Veterans has been doing it longer than anyone. They answered the call at the end of World War I. They said, you know what, we're a group of veterans, B-25, high over the skies here at Wings Over Columbus. Cameras out, videos out, let's get a beautiful picture and a salute to all of our American Armed Forces veterans. Lynn, you know, when you see that sight, we see it each and every weekend. You can't help but think of the young man who flew in that airplane in World War II. Those little friends right behind him, the P51 and the P38. They helped them out. They'd keep them safe. These guys had less, though, than the chance of winning a coin toss and coming home. They were shot at. They had flash. Put me in, coach. I'll fight. on fly today, and they did just that. Keep that in your hearts on this next pass, and truly remember those who never give up. Lynn, I know we have a lot of folks on board that airplane today on the DAV B25. We mentioned Sid and Larry, but we have our crew chief we want to pay tribute to because this is so cool.
This is so awesome. Our crew chief / safety officer today from right here in Columbus is Major Chris Whippet Burns.
Larry, I can tell you, too, is also very hard of hearing, as are most of our World War II vets, because they flew in all of these aircraft. Let's watch again on another beautiful floating pass. This time, P-38 tucked in tight. The P-51 right on the wing there. And the DAV sponsor, P25 Panchito. Ladies and gentlemen, we stand here today to celebrate our aviation heritage. Not only our warbird pilots, but also our civilian performers. We have one for all of the vets that are out here today. In the lead, the B-25. On your feet, Columbus. Let's give them a round of applause. This is truly a sight to behold. From right here at Columbus, there is your P51, followed by the P38 Lightning. Oh my goodness. Lynn, I was at the 49th last night, looking around in their heritage room, celebrating some Air Force heritage, and you should see all of the P-38 stuff that they have in there. Some wonderful books and photographs of our past. Our aviation heritage, you can't separate it.
Help, and
That's
we're
right.
here to tell him right now there's help out there for them. Just call the DAV and come down and talk to the local experts that are down here at our display right now.
You do not need to walk alone. Chris is also an experienced demonstration pilot with over 25,000 flight hours, including 4,000 hours in high-performance aerobatic aircraft. Let's watch now and listen in to the sights and sounds of the F-22.